My name is Mamba Smith. I'm sitting here with country music star Tyler Braden and NASCAR Cup Series driver William Byron. This has been your home for the last couple years. Tell us a little about this building that we're in right now.
Yeah, so we're in the Exalta CEC building, so obviously Exalta is a big partner of ours.
And Tyler, you didn't get to meet William in Nashville, but you were in Nashville here recently.
Yeah, we got to go to the race there, and I mean our plane. We were coming in from shows in Colorado, and our plane landed, and we got there right as y'all. I mean, it was after driver introduction. Y'all were just about to start, so but it was really cool. It was a great experience, and yeah, it's been a while since I got to go to a race. I mean, we're always on the road, but it was great.
Wait, so you're from Alabama, right?
I'm from Alabama.
So
yeah.
you're like Talladega.
Yeah.
Have you done some short track like over at Montgomery or Mobile? Like,
So I've been to Talladega a few times growing up, and my parents actually went all the time, like the infield and everything. But I've been to the short track in Montgomery a few times. Actually, I was in the fire service, so we've been on calls there. So I went in like the most negative way possible, but it was never anything real bad. It wasn't anything bad. There was actually a drag strip in Montgomery that was in my territory that we've been to a lot. So I mean, and we talked about it before, like drag racing in the middle of Alabama isn't the most sanctioned event you've ever been to. So we definitely went there a lot.
So let's before we break down here, one thing that people should look at next time they watch a race. What is something that they've maybe never noticed before that you think you should pay attention to?
Oh man, there's a lot of
there's so much.
Yeah, there's a lot of little details, but I think I think just like watching what people do on the restarts and like how they a good thing for somebody to do is like at a racetrack that's pretty fast is to go down in the corner and on corner entry and watch how fast the cars are into the corner, and kind of that's something I did as a kid when I went to Charlotte. Was I would sit up 30 rows up or whatever, and so you could see the whole track, but then you would go down to like the front row or the first couple rows for a restart and like go like by corner entry where they're going the fastest, and it's just amazing to see those cars like go off in the corner and how much movement there is, like how much they're up off the ground and it lands into the banking, and just that sensation of speed, like to realize like how much is really going on there, like how much of an event that is. It's hard to see from like 30 rows up. You're like, oh well, it's just this big racetrack. So I think that's a cool thing that I like to do.
Tyler, what's one thing when you go to a show? I'm really asking for myself because now I'm like, I want to know what I should look for on the next show I go to.
Well, a lot of it is really, like you said, it's a lot of subtleties that you can't really look for. Like like just like when you finish a race, I'm probably like, even when you win, you're like, oh, we could have done this, or oh, I can't believe I did this. Like nobody else saw that except for you and your crew. It happens with the band all the time. But I think one thing is like I like to watch and see if you see people just start laughing. Because there's talkback mics where we can all just talk to each other on the stage. We hear it, but y'all obviously don't hear it. And so like people be yelling, inside jokes and stuff like that. So like you're singing a song and all of a sudden you're trying not to laugh. And so I feel like that happens at shows. Like you just see people grinning and laughing.
Do you have a button that you push?
No. I don't have one like all the time for me. But there's a mic at the back of the stage for the musicians. So like for serious stuff too, we'd be like, hey man, I need more a stage left guitar in my monitors or something, and somebody can turn it up for you or whatever. But you can also be like, man, you see that dude in the third row, like, or whatever.
Yeah. So what's it like being a fireman? Like I've always kind of wondered what that's like. Man, there's a lot of adrenaline, obviously, but there's also just a lot of training and a lot of just discipline required to it. And I've always felt like I guess relatively late bloomer going into the music career and moving to Nashville and all that stuff. But the fire service made me who I am. I was in the service for 7 years, and just the discipline you gotta have and just kind of level-headedness, it's kind of really just taking over who I am. I'm very level in I don't really get emotional a lot. I mean, sometimes to a fault, like I don't seem as excited as I should about something. It's like I swear I'm excited, but
I'm really happy to be here.
But I mean, the same thing for downs. I don't let a lot get to me. Because I mean, tomorrow's another day, and the music industry, and I'm sure just being in NASCAR or just any big sport or just that much of a spotlight, there's plenty of ups and downs, and just being able to stay level through all that is really big, and the fire service really gave me a big ability to be able to do that. But everything has a different type of adrenaline in a different way, and I mean, just getting in I mean, driving like you do is just as dangerous probably as going in a burning building, because it seems like a burning building would be maybe more dangerous, but when you're trained that well and you know what you're doing, I mean, it kind of it takes a lot of the danger away. But
I've never really thought about it like that. But if you know, like when you know,
similar mindset though, like try not to get too high or low. Like you're trying to just do the task at hand, not worry about what's gonna happen.
I love our fans.
Yeah.
And the fans at the racetrack are the same fans that would go. Yeah. They love music too, right? That correlation between music and racing is like a beautiful mix. Yeah. I just think that they're always hyped up. You know what I mean? No matter what, at either event, they're just trying to have a really good time.
It's even better when you get to mix them. We actually, I didn't even think of this today, but we opened for Riley Green and played the infield at Talladega. I guess right before COVID, a couple years ago, I guess. And that crowd was crazy. The signing the arm thing, or just signing, is kind of funny, because it's like, unless you're going to tattoo this, which would be really awesome, I guess. But I was like, this is just going to wash off later. I mean,
I think that part's funny, because they probably come up to you and they're like, hey, can I get an autograph? And you're like, yeah, of course. Yeah. And they're like, here, put it right here. And you're like, okay. Like, that's not what I thought you were going to say.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely had that happen.
Yeah, no, and like I get people ask me to sign like their phone case a lot, and I'll sign a phone case. It's like, it's probably gonna wipe off like in your pocket or something. They're like, no, I'll get home and I'll put clear coat nail polish. And I was like, you're not gonna do that. Like,
I know.
You're not gonna do that.
Yeah.